So people ask me what people can do to be thought of as a thought leader. So I said in number one, thought leaders, they share insights or guidance in lots and lots of ways. People who write books, they share, you might write a book, you might share someone else's articles and give some context around it. You might comments on someone else's posts that say, interesting, have you thought about this? Or interesting, take a look at this article. They might have their own podcast and they might be guests on other people's podcasts. They might talk at industry events. They do TED Talks. I think probably, I hope, actually I looked, not everybody who's done a TED Talk calls themselves a thought leader, but it's sort of a check the box kind of thing. When in PR, when someone comes to us and says, I want a thought leadership program and I want to do a TEDx, they're very seldom are they ready to do that TEDx or that TED Talk, but it's on the list. It's a check the box. Their advice is timely. It's informed, right? It is up to date. It takes into account current situations, that is informed, and it is informed by the past and what the trends say. But they know what's going on. They know what's going on in the world, in their industry, in their community, both socially and politically. And then they had to apply it to that expertise in the world around them. I think that the best thought leaders are long-term thinkers, right? They think long-term. They're looking around the corner. They look longitudinally. They're not just about what's going to happen tomorrow. It's like squirrel, right? It's, well, in the next 5 years, what we think it's going to happen in the demographics in the state of fill in the blank, based on what we're seeing in the colleges and based on what we're seeing in populations of middle schools, then we think blah, 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 that's informed, right? And they bring together lots of different kinds of, they're connecting dots, right? Thought leaders connect dots all the time. They don't operate in a cone of silence. They're not, the best thought leaders are not just sitting in their ivory tower, not being accessible. They don't worry about the big falutin language. They worry about being understood by as many people as possible. And I think the other thing that thought leaders do, they create a sense of urgency and they generate excitement to act now in a way that can help you in the future. They understand that the little things you can do every single day actually add up for later, and have an impact. And you can't really move from where you are to the future without understanding how you got there. They're easy to access. Their guidance and their advice is easy to access, which means they know who they're talking to, and they use the language and the word choices that make sense for who they're talking with. That's consumable. What they have to say is consumable and understandable and beneficial to others. And I think the best thing when you have a thought leader in front of you is that they are serving. Their mindset is from a servant leader, and they're not about it for themselves. They're about it to serve the people who are around them, serve the people who are speaking with them, serve the people who have asked the question, so that those people can benefit from their knowledge. All right, that's what I think people can do to be thought of as thought leaders.